We're here at Marble Arch after a day of regen, of having a people's assembly. Hey guys, they need people behind the boat. They need people behind the stage. They need people behind the stage. If anyone's willing to go behind the stage, they need people behind the stage. They need people to go behind the stage if people can go.
You're going to be better off going in there, mate.
Excuse me? They need people behind the stage if you guys are willing to go there.
People! Power!
Can we do a mic check?
Let's make sure
That we don't give the police and the media a chance to portray
this as a fight.
this as a fight.
For the 1,000 people
Have been arrested
over the last 8 days.
over the last 8 days.
Not one protester
Not one protester
has been injured.
has been injured.
Not one policeman
Not one policeman
has been injured.
has been injured.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's keep it that way. They need people behind the stage.
But what did he say why they're taking it?
Do you mind telling people around that they need people behind the stage? I mean, I can keep doing it. I'm live streaming right now.
Alright. We need people behind the stage.
Yes, because there's a lot of people here, but behind the stage where they can dismantle and start taking stuff.
Okay.
Mic check! It would be really good if lots of people surrounding behind.
It would be great if the people on the road could clear the road for the people behind on the back.
It's a bit of an impediment. I didn't. The only bit of that message I didn't get was why they're taking it. Yeah, I don't know what. I didn't hear why they're taking it. Why they're taking this
Yes, we will. Oh, yeah.
That is why we have the sympathy and respect of the nation.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's keep it that way.
I'm going to talk to Chief Cop. Unless, of course, the police.
Legal observer!
Legal observers!
Are there any legal observers?
That we have to show.
So, really don't know what happened suddenly, but the stage over at Marble Arch has been kettled and they seem to be dismounting the sound system.
This land is all that we have to show. This land is ours. This land is all that we have to show. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all that we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land is we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is ours. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land is ours. This land is all we have for sure. This land. Yes, this is the last place that we are currently holding, although there are some people at Parliament Square as well. But our movement does not depend on places. The DNA of XR, we carry it in our minds and in our souls. Our movement is just beginning. Granddaughter, sister sound, rise like water, and I shut this system down. Some great granddaughter, time and justice now. People gonna rise like water, turn the system down. Of a great granddaughter, climate justice now. People gonna rise like water, turn this system down. I hear the voice of my great granddaughter, singing climate justice now. Can you record a video that's over 1 minute, panning very slowly around everything? Turn this system down. Hear the voice of my great granddaughter, saying climate justice now. People gonna rise like water, gonna turn this system down. Hear the voice of my great granddaughter, singing climate justice now. System down. The voice of my great granddaughter, climate justice now. Angle it down a little bit. People gonna rise like water, turn this system down. The voice of my great granddaughter, singing climate justice now. People gonna rise like gonna rise like the water, gonna shine this
Grab those groups and give them around to people here.
Thank you. Well, what they're doing is they're dismantling the sound equipment. We don't know what else is going to happen. Of course we don't need the stage. Extinction Rebellion goes so much deeper than just a stage, than just a boat. Today we had a beautiful, beautiful People's Assembly here in this exact spot between 3 and 5 p.m. We had the opportunity to talk about, after all these days of rebellion, what we would do next. A People's Assembly is when a group of people come together to discuss a topic, and they're divided in groups of between 8 to 12. They're posed a question or several questions. In this case, it was about what we were going to do next in the following days. We received information from several of those that had been involved in planning the actions and the strategy of the International Rebellion. Each group has a facilitator that helps that the conversation happens in a fluid way, and everyone in that group has the opportunity to have their voice heard, and there's a note taker. And after that, we were able to share in the stage all the lovely ideas that we have come up with. And after that, we had a beautiful dinner by candlelight.
You might need it.
We had a beautiful dinner by candlelight in which we shared food with over 5,000 people from London who came and just broke bread with us by candlelight flowers. It was quite beautiful. As you all know, we are a peaceful, non-violent movement that, as it has been demonstrated in history, when governments aren't listening to their population, civil disobedience is required. And in this case, as climate change poses an imminent threat to our existence and we've already made disappear 60% of species on the planet in the last 50 years, and we want the future generations to have a chance to enjoy the world, we are rebelling. And as you might be aware, there are already people suffering the consequences of climate change in the form of extreme weather, of the weather patterns changing. It's raining when it's not supposed to, it's dry when it's supposed to be raining, and this affects food production, making people have to move to other parts of the world, creating climate refugees. And those people are already suffering the lack of food, the lack of water, for the fossil fuels that we have burned in the global north, not only in these countries, but also in other countries where they make all the things that we consume. It's been very interesting to hear certain politicians talking about our track record of reducing emissions, but they're not taking into account all the fossil fuels burnt by corporations whose shareholders and CEOs, the majority are from the global north, and who are the biggest burners of fossil fuels, of banks that finance the fossil fuels and whose capitals and stakes are owned by shareholders in these countries, and also from all the products that we consume, whether it's fast fashion to any products that aren't really necessary. All those things, flight as well, aren't taking into account into these statistics that politicians are using. So we're not being fair with the global south. We have to have much more solidarity and be true to ourselves. Here in the UK, our soils only have a certain amount of crops left if we keep using industrial agriculture methods with fertilizers, fungicides, pesticides, insecticides. By 2050, we might run out of water. During this week in the International Rebellion, it's been the hottest Easter in Wales, in Scotland, and in Ireland. And it's been the second hottest on record in England. And as all you might know, in February, it was the hottest February ever recorded in the UK. So climate change is here. If you want to know more about Extinction Rebellion, please head over to rebellion.earth. You'll be able to read about all the science behind all these facts, about the IPCC report, that's the International Panel for Climate Change. A group of scientists gathered reports published from all around the world about climate change and came up with a very conservative estimation on what the situation is going to be if we don't stop burning fuels. And basically they came up to the conclusion that we have 12 years to maintain the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees. Lots of us know that the systems that regulate the weather patterns in our world are connected. So if one of these spirals off, whether it's the ocean currents, the winds, the ice sheets in Greenland or in the Antarctic that reflect the heat from the sun, we are in deep trouble. Our oceans are suffering coral bleaching from extreme weather in the tropics, which leads to a collapse of the ecosystems that depend on the coral, the fishes, the people who through not industrial fishing depend on fish and other animals in the ocean for their protein, that their economies depend on tourism. When so much fresh water is also melting and entering into the ocean, it also changes the pH level of the ocean. And this could lead to ocean acidification, which could lead to a more rapid increase in the death of the animals of the ocean. Just think about all the suffering that currently goes on when 200 species of wildlife disappear per day. That biodiversity took millions and millions of years to exist, and it no longer is, and it no longer will be again. The planet will survive. There will be new species, as always. This is the 6th mass extinction, but it's the first time that a species is causing it knowingly, and it's not doing what it can to avoid it. Yes, we clean all of our rubbish. All of the sites that we've been at have been totally cleaned. Some garbage that was portrayed was 420 people that left Hyde Park a bit of a mess, but we've cleaned every single site. We've been sweeping all the way through the police, taking the last of the rebels.
I've just assured myself and Jules, police liaison, the police
have just assured myself and Jules, police liaison,
that they only will take sound and music equipment, and not the truck.
We love you. We love you.
So we just need to make sure that this remains avowedly peaceful. Because by behaving like that, we have the respect and admiration of the nation. So let's Meanwhile, we have about 10,000.
We have about 10,000
stickers and leaflets.
stickers and leaflets
Just being dropped off
just being dropped off
in Cumberland Street.
in Cumberland Street.
If anyone would like to give us a hand,
So if anyone would like to give us a hand,
we need to get it to the info tent.
we need to get it to the info tent.
Not all of you.
Good luck, all of you!
One last thing.
One last thing.
Tomorrow morning, there is talk of a walk to Parliament Square.
A walk to Parliament Square.
We are still waiting
We are still waiting
for confirmation
for confirmation
of the exact time.
of the exact time.
So let's get to bed early
So let's get to bed early
and be fresh as a daisy
and be fresh as a daisy
for tomorrow.
for tomorrow.
Sorry, Adam, about that.
So, under the terms of
Under the terms of
our lack of license,
our lack of license,
we can't play amplified music,
we can't play amplified music,
but unamplified music
but unamplified music
is not licensed.
is not licensed.
Focus
Is to keep the focus
and respect the rebellion.
and respect the rebellion.
Mic check.
I'm just being told
I've just been told
it's 9:30 tomorrow.
it's 9:30 tomorrow.
So the very exciting
So a very exciting
site meeting
site meeting
will be delayed slightly.
will be delayed slightly.
That's it.
That's it.
Mic check!
I've just come
from Parliament Square,
from Parliament Square
where I've watched police
where I've watched police
put metal barricades
put metal barricades
around Parliament
around Parliament
and around the Green,
and around the Green,
including the climbing trees.
including the climbing trees.
They have done this
They have done this
to protect themselves
to protect themselves
from non-violent,
from non-violent,
peaceful,
peaceful,
friendly, loving, caring, kind, conscientious, human beings who are standing up for the planet and all who reside on it. What a sight!
What a sight
It will be
it will be
as we march peacefully
as we march peacefully
towards the barricades
towards the barricades
and stream it live to the world,
and stream it live to the world,
showing them
who
we are
are
and the power we have together.
and the power we have together.
Is it 9:30 here or 9:30 in Parliament Square? 9:30 here. So you heard it, 9:30 here in Marble Arch. I don't know if you want to repeat that. Because maybe it wasn't.
How nice is that song?
So thank you to the police for allowing us to remain here peacefully. Thank you for understanding that we bring no violence and we are in it for all life on earth, including the children of all policemen. We are grateful for your service. We are sorry you are here at 10:35 p.m. when you could be with your families. But we are also away from our families. I've been away for 9 sleeps already, away from my family, from my wife and my 3 children. I'm doing it for them, and we are all doing it together. And we all need you here. If you can come down to London and tomorrow take that voice, united, our 3 demands, requesting that the government declares an emergency, because this is an emergency, and that the media starts telling the truth along with the government and our educational system, so that by 2025 we can get to net zero emissions.
This is how we win. Non-violence. 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 Non-violence. This is how we win. This is how we win. Not one of us alone can solve the climate or ecological crisis. This is how we solve it together. You are beautiful. You are amazing. Give yourselves a huge cheer. How long will it
If it's a March, I think it's after this one. After this, definitely we're going to
We are the change, we are the ones we are waiting for, and we are dawning, we are rising up. We are the change, we are the ones we are waiting for, and we are dawning, we are rising up. We are the change, we are the ones we are waiting for, and we are dawning, we are rising up. We are the change, and we are dawning. We are the change, we are the ones we are waiting for, and we are dawning, we are rising up.
Should we get back to you? I am freelance.
That's right. We need a conscious, public and conscious conscience.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey, I'm live streaming to Extinction Rebellion Bristol.
Yeah. Hello, Bristol.
Hello, Bristol. Where are you from?
I'm from South East, Eastbourne, which is near Brighton. And I've come up to London instead of Brighton because I want to show my support in the capital.
Awesome, awesome. Anything else to tell you people back at home?
I would say join the rebellion, say what you want, and come here now because we need the support more now than ever.
Okay, man. Keep doing it. Thank you.
Rebellion.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm
Let's go see who else we can talk to.
That's one of the things they said about Extinction.
Hey guys, I'm live streaming to Extinction Rebellion Bristol. I don't know if you mind sharing a little bit.
I'm not entirely sure, like, about each other. If you just start with your name and say, like you said,
Are you trying to do PCAs, are you? I mean, who is?
Hello, good evening. I'm with Extinction Rebellion Bristol. Do you mind saying hi to Bristol and maybe sharing a little bit of why you're here?
Talk to me, man. I've been here for longer. I'm here.
You just cut them off. Do you want to say something?
I'll say something after here.
Okay, go for it, mate.
Alright, basically, the government aren't recognising nor doing anything about the climate change which is evident in the world today. And we are here to stop that. We're here to give them a piece of our minds, you know? If anyone thinks going to make them listen and act, it's going to be this. So if you're not down here, come along. Save your planet.
Awesome. Where are you from?
London.
London. Okay, so lots of people in London that can join us, no? And the people in London have been amazing. After several days that we got tired, people have been opening their homes to us so that we could have a shower and not be stinky rebels. So yes, you have an amazing vibe here when people start talking to each other. Let's hopefully keep doing it.
Positivity, peace, love, this is what this is all about, non-violence.
It's amazing how the temperature here is drastically different. If you walk around maybe 4 or 5 blocks further up where all the cars are.
If you check on the Facebook page of Extinction Rebellion, people are actually doing carbon emission readings at all of the locations, and we've already drastically decreased the carbon emissions in Waterloo Bridge whilst we were active there, Marble Arch, Parliament Square whilst we were active there, and the other locations as well.
Oxford Circus as well. Yes, that was amazing. Okay, your turn now.
So me and Amelia are here. We just heard about this on Sunday, so we've been planning this, even though we were on the tail end somewhat. Now we've sort of turned up and found out it's all still really going very well. We just thought this is just such an important cause. It's probably the most important cause in the world, and so we should, absolutely turn up. And a lot of people have been complaining, oh, there's a lot of disruption going on. Now, yes, this might be a bit destructive, but I don't know what to tell you about apocalypses, which are, in store for us from Mother Nature.
Yes.
They're a tad inconvenient.
A little bit more inconvenient, no?
A bit more, maybe.
Not being able to drink water or have food or...
Yeah, it can really mess up your routine to work, especially when the buildings have collapsed and you're all dead.
If we weren't here, there would be no work there would be no work to walk to. There would be no streets to walk on. There would be no planet to live on. This is why we're here. It's everywhere. The summers are getting longer and hotter. California wildfires. Ice caps are melting. It's everywhere you look. Come and fight for your planet.
That is true. The warning signs are quite clear. Well, thank you guys. Have you gone to an induction session yet?
I went to half of one and I got into a group, so that was good.
Awesome, awesome. So as you might know, for those who are watching you, there are loads of induction sessions happening here every single day.
Yeah.
So come and join.
Yeah.
Almost every couple of hours there's one. So if you want to get to know more about XR, how to get involved, the science behind why it works.
And also, if you don't know anyone in it, it can be kind of hard to find out information. Once you're here, honestly, the best way to find out is through word of mouth. When I was on social media, it was kind of difficult, but come down, you'll find out so much and learn so much.
We're people, so we connect together better face to face.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Have a nice rebellion, guys.
What's your name, man?
Jules.
Have a good one, man. Stay safe.
Okay, so there you have it. Just wanted to finish because we had talked about the two demands, the two first demands about the government telling the truth about the climate emergency so that we could reduce our net emissions to zero by 2025. The third demand is that we want a citizens' assembly to decide how that is going to be done and to oversee the implementation of the policies If you don't know what a citizens' assembly is, it's basically a group of citizens that are elected through sortition, that is randomly, sort of a lottery, sort of how you do a jury. And these citizens are an actual representation of the demographics of the country. So sociologists and other scientists will come together with the parameters needed, whether it's religion, age, ethnicity, social background, education, so that an actual representation of everyone can come together and have a full-time job to talk about the issues at stake and come up with the solutions with the help of experts. It might take them weeks, it might take them months, depending on the topic. It can be divided, I guess, in different phases, but we need to start acting quite quickly as we have passed the point of no return, as many of you already know. So the government isn't acting on this information that scientists worldwide have put in their hands for over 30 years. That's why we don't trust the government to make those bold and swift decisions. And also, we know that in this system led by profit, it wouldn't be made in a just and a fair way. So we want a citizens' assembly that doesn't have to think about voters, about elections, about corporations that lobby them, to come up with the plan and then to oversee that the plan is carried out as it should be. So thank you guys for joining us. You've heard it. We're going to Parliament Square tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. so that we can talk about these things when the MPs return to vacation. Thank you, police. Thank you. We love you. So those still in Parliament Square, thank you so much for being there. We'll join you guys tomorrow. Putting the call out to everyone to join us at Parliament Square. We'll be congregating here at Marble Arch at 9:30 a.m. Okay guys, good night. Who's police? Our police.